Okay, so I guess we'll have to call this part 2. Some problems with the Wi-Fi. Anyway, we got the bike up in the sand. Okay, I think we're back. Got some internet issues today, I guess. To note that in the future. First time assembling, actually live streaming out here with the GoPro. So. All right, so let's see. So the biggest thing, or the biggest difference with some of the Ride1Up e-bikes is that you do need to put in the fork, install it. Set this to the side. Let me know if you can hear me. How's the connection in the comments? Hopefully it's working better. I'm doing my best. Take all this off. Then I believe this is going to go up here. Only installed one other fork before, and that was actually on my Limited. I am far from a professional, but alrighty, I think we're about ready. I think that's just a dust cap of some sort. So the Core-5 comes in this nice blue color. I think it looks really good. The thing to keep in mind with these, any of the really any step-through model, is you do lose a little bit of the rigidity of the fork. And of course, you want to make sure that you install the handlebars the correct way. You got the brakes over here. So that's kind of an easy way to tell. And we want to make sure the brakes are going to be on the correct side. I'm thinking it's going to be like this here. And we'll put this side. And I did not notice if there was a new video out from Ride1Up on the install of this, so I'm kind of taking A cat's paw. Yes, I agree. It's a nice color. It looks really nice. I always feel like the bikes look better in person than they do on a website. So, all right. So then you put the cone shape. I don't actually know the technical terms for all these. And then I actually should put I should have undid the handlebars first, actually, because now it's going to be tricky. Actually, I'll take this out. Because it will be easier to do when I have access to the handlebars. So I would say, I mean, if you're handy, it's not too bad to put these together. I just always think it's a really good idea to get a bike shop to do it once over. This does have the 500-watt motor. Yes, this bike stand. So I recently bought this, obviously from Park Tool. It's a little, I mean, it's tricky because what I did was I just tried to get the seat post installed as fast as I could. Obviously, it's easier for everyone to see then too. The trick is getting it up in the stand. So once it's up in the stand, it's fine. But it's definitely a two-person job, especially on the heavy e-bikes. These are kind of swept back bars. And the tricky thing I learned this with when I put together my X class is just making sure that you have the handlebars oriented in the correct way as far as like making sure the cables fall in the right place, because otherwise you just have to kind of redo it. Or I guess that was the, I think that was the Rad Mini actually. That was my last unboxing. And so I mean, I haven't ridden a true step-through bike in a while either, so. Just trying to be careful to take this zip tie off without scratching anything. There we go. Alright, so like I said, this is kind of the tricky part. So they are, let's see, the handlebars are upside down right now. Turn them around. It actually looks like the LCD screen was twisted down as well. What's really cool is they have like a nice grommet to protect the cables underneath. And I talked about it a little bit earlier, but I really like how let's see. So I think I need to have my spacers and everything before I do this. And so I really like how, like Ride1Up, they continue to make improvements to all their e-bikes. If you have any questions about other things that I've done recently or e-bikes, I'm happy to do my best to answer them. So, of course this is my first time assembling an e-bike in a bike stand, so there's probably some tips and tricks to make it a little bit easier on myself, but what I'm really curious is to see too, like how powerful this motor is. I'm not sure, I might have to loosen these up first. I'm thinking that's going to be the case. They're just hand tightened. I'm gonna try to grab my tools here. And so I'm using what I really like, and of course you can buy different brands. This is from a brand called Pro Bike Tool. They sent me a bunch of tools, and I'm quickly learning which ones are really helpful, and I really like the Y wrench for